the thing about that car was, Ambassador, was that it was the first step to mobility in India,
Right.
which was made in India.
The Ambassador got us rolling. Then this car is probably the one that set the stage. You know which car I'm talking about. There can be only one, and that's the Maruti Suzuki 800.
Where these two brands failed was to give the confidence to the owners to go anywhere possible without fear.
I think in the 90s, the 800 dominated
Absolutely.
everything. It
Absolutely.
changed the landscape of
Absolutely.
our country in such a way that I don't think it can. We owe a lot to the 800. All good cars are cabs. Remember, it's not,
It happened to me.
it's not the other way around.
The Alto took over the space which was vacated by the 800. They had to kill the 800 to make sure the Alto works. We need to talk about first about that one car which had it all but could not win the hearts, or let's say the numbers. The Nano. Hello and welcome to Connecting Rod, your one-stop destination for everything automotive. And this time we are continuing our discussion which we started the last time. And that's why we have Avinav Jhakar with us again. And of course, yours truly, it's about old cars. So old people have to be there. So Deepan is missing in action. You shall see him very soon. But starting with the discussion, which we actually started with the last podcast, commuters. Commuters which shaped the Indian automotive industry.
Two-wheelers.
Two-wheelers is what we talked about last time. You can check it out. It's already live on all platforms. And we thought of continuing and giving gratitude to the cars which actually made India move.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And how can we start, or rather say anything else except two cars, the Ambassador and the Premier Padmini.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Ambassador.
I think the Ambassador in that way, it was the Hindustan Ambassador. It was originally a Morris Oxford, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
And it came here, it was indigenized, and we as lovingly know it as the Ambassador. And
No, actually it started as the Landmaster.
the Landmaster, sorry, yeah, that's what I was, I thought I was getting that wrong. But for us, the Ambassador, especially in Delhi, I want to discuss this from this angle. Because
I'll talk east. I'll talk east.
That's what, because in Bombay, everybody had a Premier Padmini.
Correct.
Most people. Fiats. And everybody in the north, especially Delhi and Kolkata.
We'll get to Kolkata.
Everybody had ambassadors. So me growing up, I used to go to my first tryst with the Ambassador was going to school in one. And there were, I think, 8 of us that used to go, kids. We used to sit in the Ambassador because
you still would have lot of space.
You had those bench seats. I would sit right.
Sofa seats.
I would sit right behind the gearbox. And it was a large thing.
Oh, so you had a floor shift gearbox?
Yeah, the one when I was a kid, when I was going to school.
Oh, your kid. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Not yet.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was my first, sort of experience with the Ambassador. I mean, the Ambassador is one that I've sort of experienced more than the Padmini. But what about you? You've owned a Premier Padmini?
No.
Okay.
That's the one car which I have not owned as of now.
My God. Surprise, just in.
But my life started with the Ambassador as well. It didn't have the floor shift gears.
Right.
Because at that point of time it was a column shift. Column shift we mean it was on the steering column. So it was a very different kind of gear change. But the thing about that car was, Ambassador, was that it was the first step to mobility in India,
Right.
which was made in India.
Correct.
Right? Earlier we used to get Heralds and all those cars were there, but they were not actually properly built in India. They were not Indian cars.
Right.
The Ambassador was the first step into Indian manufacturing.
Right.
So was Premier. We'll get to that.
Correct.
And because Hindustan Motors was based out of Bengal, it was a full township which was created on the outskirts of Calcutta. And because of the availability factor also, the ambassador took on the eastern market
Yeah.
very easily.
Northern and
Okay.
Eastern. Yeah.
My father used to work for a company, a private limited company, and the dealership next to us was called Austin Distributors.
Right.
Austin Distributors also because they used to sell
Austins, yeah.
Austins in the
Right.
past, and when Hindustan Motors came in, they started dealership for Hindustan Motors. The biggest problem or the biggest challenge was getting the car, right? So getting a used car was
Easier.
but more expensive
Okay, because of the demand.
So our car which came in was also a used car.
As must have been the case with most people at that time, because it was, we're calling it a commuter.
Yeah.
But
It was a bus.
Yeah, it was a bus, but it was, the ambassador was also reserved for people in government, and
Yes.
it had that, power symbol until very recently.
So that's why you would barely get private cars. Right? So, and the build quality was horrible. I have seen it myself. This is not कहा सुनी बात. ये हुआ मेरे सामने. So my dad's office got a couple of cars. Delivery notices.
Right.
Delivery notices used to come कि आपका ambassador आ गया है अभी तो come and take. And Austin Distributors was this quite a big famous distributor in Calcutta, Kolkata, and we went to pick up the car. So the car came out. We did all our puja part and all of that, and the car was supposed to negotiate a footpath.
Okay.
ठीक है, छोटा सा फुटपाथ था, इतना कुछ बड़ा नहीं था. Trust me, Abhinav, the first car, it was a white car because that was the lot car which would come. Both cars were white. Our cars. Our cars as in my dad's company's cars. The first car went, negotiated that footpath. So it went dhadam. Okay?
Right.
And the driver took it very lightly. मतलब इतना कुछ बड़ा jump नहीं था. And there was a crashing noise in front of the car. So, shit, what happened? So naturally everybody ran towards the car, popped the bonnet. The damn radiator had fallen off.
And I think the ambassador also had quite a few engine options over the years.
At that point of time, no.
Oh, that time
over the years, of course.
Yeah.
There was...
it had an Isuzu one also.
Yes. That was the last iteration, 1800 ISZ, which came in.
Right.
But there was something about that car because that car brought mobility to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And it had that Fortuner effect.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow, that's a very good...
Yeah.
Nice.
It had a Fortuner effect because the Padminis were smaller.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And these were bigger cars. लोहे वाला bumper सामने, people would know कि ambassador आ रहा है.
Hence, naturally, the power position.
Okay. So, you won't see much Fiats in the government circles.
Not at all.
Because they were not big enough. They were not intimidating. The ambassador was intimidating.
Yeah.
At that point of time. Consider the other cars on the road. They were Fiats and these Heralds, jo kuch bhi tha. So, that's where it started. And people started driving their cars. Okay. So, that's why the ambassador has a very, very strong case for itself.
Absolutely.
It was one of the first cars which started moving India.
Right.
It had the space.
Got the ball rolling.
Yeah, it had the space. Let's not get to the 1800 ISZ days because that was the time when the ambassador was already dead.
Yeah,
it was just like
dying a bad death.
It's on a ventilator.
Absolutely.
That time.
Yeah.
But the initial days, the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3 and the Ambassador Nova was the one which actually moved India.
True. But strong case to be made for the Premier Padmini also because...
Oh, yes.
Because I think people who enjoyed or got the joy of driving were more people who owned the Fiat because
it was an Italian driver's car.
It was smaller, it was more nimble. And a lot of people who have seen, who are, fellow journalists also and their parents or grandparents, some of them owned a Fiat.
Not some of them.
A lot of
Hello,
them.
Cyrus. We can name you on this.
Yes, Cyrus is one of the big fans of
the
Fiat.
creator of the Mumbai Fiat Club or something like that, and he has some
Amazing,
really
Really
cool
nice
cars,
examples.
left-hand drive Fiats and all.
Right.
So they are beautiful cars. They are drivers' cars. And again, you have to understand why.
Right.
The thing which we spoke about, the Vespas in the last podcast, is the same case with the Fiats in this podcast.
Right.
It was an Italian car.
And I think they were made out of Mumbai. Or
Yeah, of
Maharashtra.
course.
Yeah.
Made out of Mumbai. Definitely. PAL. Premier Automobiles Limited.
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Right.
And the same story as the Vespa.
Right.
Italy, small roads, cobblestone roads. It's good. Small car, quick negotiate,
Yeah.
tight steering, easy to shift the gears. Like whereas the Ambassador gears
Were clunky.
were like North Pole, South Pole. This had a proper feel, short shift.
Right.
Like that kind of thing. So it was more of a driver's car.
True.
And while what you said was right, that the Ambassador took on the North, the East, and even the South.
Yeah, South also.
Right.
Quite an extent.
But the Premier Padminis were the king of the West and the Central India.
Yeah. True.
And they were proper driver's car.
I mean,
Have you driven one ever?
I have sat in one that my Nanaji used to have, and he used to absolutely love that car. He would not let anybody drive it, and that's my one memory of the Premier Padmini, because those cars were a little older for me, like personally, which neatly brings us along to maybe, if the Ambassador got us rolling, then this car is probably the one that set the stage. You know which car I'm talking about. There can be only one, and that's the Maruti Suzuki 800.
Well, it was the Maruti 800 at
Maruti
that time.
800.
It was not the Maruti Suzuki.
It used to say
800.
Maruti in Hindi on the steering wheel, also some of them at least. The ones that came later. But I don't think anyone, I was asking also everybody in our team, what the 800 is sort of this common link between most people in our country, and specifically our office also, in our team also. You've owned an 800, 110%. I've seen it. I've seen that photo of the red one outside office. Oh, sorry, inside office, in fact.
Yes.
So 800, where does that story begin?
See, it's, again, what was the need of that time? You have to understand that.
Right.
The Ambassador and the Fiat were already there. There were other cars also.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
There was the Contessa from Hindustan. There was the 118e from Premier, which was again a derivative of a Fiat.
Correct.
Where these two brands failed was to give the confidence to the owners to go anywhere possible without fear.
Absolutely.
I remember when my Ambassador used to do a 100-kilometer trip, it used to go to a service center and sit there for a week before the trip.
And then after.
And then after.
Yeah.
Right? When the Maruti came, you could just get into the car, turn key, go.
Go wherever you want to.
When we bought our first 800, we already had the Ambassador at that point of time. It was the first time we felt luxury. And bear with me on this. Luxury because our car was a deluxe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we had an air conditioner.
Yeah.
We had an Alpine audio system.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Right? And bucket seats.
It had bucket seats, yes.
It only came with bucket seats. And I am talking about the SB308.
Oh, okay. The first one.
No, the second one.
The second one. Okay.
That's when we bought. Yeah.
The round headlights.
No, not this.
Oh,
Square
the
headlights.
rectangular headlights.
The Gen 2.
The Gen 2 with the 800 slightly on one side of the grill, like where it said Maruti 800. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
The SS80 was the one which started it all, with the one which you've seen I owned at one point of time.
Right.
I had to sell because of the 15-year rule. I don't know where that car is now, but I would buy it back any day.
Podcast coming soon on that.
Nevertheless. So that car, you won't believe, actually put India on the road.
Absolutely. That
Right?
was the car that set the stage.
My dad had a office in one of the places in Bengal near Asansol. Okay, it's actually Durgapur.
Right.
Durgapur was a place where dad used to always go on the train, and he used to always crib because the train would get late and he would come back home late and all those issues. When we bought the 800, that was the first time my dad came to me and told me, "Beta, I'm going to Durgapur. You want to come?" I said, "No. Why would I want to go to Durgapur with you?"
Right.
And then he said, "We are going by car."
Oh.
And I said, "What? Road trip?" So he's like, "Yes. Do you want to come?" I said, "Yes, of course. Why not?" That was my first road trip, by the way. This is 1988.
Many years ago.
1988. That was my first road trip. And my dad said, "Why don't you go and take the car and get it serviced?" And at that point of time, we used to, Maruti didn't have so many service centers.
Right.
So we had to go at 4 a.m. in the morning to the service center and queue up. The service center would open at 10. If your car is, whatever number your car is in, that's where you are. So if you are in number 10, your car is number 10 on the service, 1 to 1. So we made it a point कि 1 बजे चलो, सुबह 4 बजे चलो तो number 1 आएगा. Motorcraft in Alipur. And we went there and सोच मैं 4 बजे पहुंचा उधर गाड़ी लेके. Well, I was not driving, of course, at that point of time. We had a driver. And we reached there and we were waiting there and at 10 o'clock, the guys came, opened the showroom and the service center and came to me and said, "Tell me what's the problem with the car." I said, "No, listen, we are going to Durgapur tomorrow, so it's going to be a long drive. Why don't you give it a service and let's see if there's something needed to be done?"
They must have been like, why?
And that guy looked at me and said, "Okay, pop the hood." So my driver popped the hood. He looks at it. He looks at my paperwork. He said, "You just got it in service 250 kilometers away ago. You just done 250 kilometers. I was in service." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Why have you come back? Go drive the entire year. I will see you next year."
Which is an insane detail.
I was like, "Really? I mean, I can drive my car even after coming back from Durgapur for another 8 months." He's like, "Yes, you come back after 10,000 kilometers. So this is where you've serviced your car. Say, for example, 5,000 kilometers. He said, come back to me at 10,000. I said, that's mind-boggling. Are you sure this car is going to last 5,000 kilometers? Because the ambassador definitely wouldn't. That would do 500 kilometers before meeting his best friend, the mechanic.
We owe a lot to the Japanese. I think the Japanese
That's what.
really changed the game.
And we went to Durgapur in that car. And what a drive it was. It was like so liberating, going on the highways and, without anything. And that car was giving about 18, 19 kmpl. The Ambi would do 5.
Which at that time also, even today is great.
1 minute. 18, 19 with air conditioner on.
My God. That was...
And that gave us the chaska. That gave us that flavor.
I think most people don't understand there's such a joy in things just working well. And I mean, with the 800, that was, I think, its biggest weapon. Because reliability, simplicity... And I used to love the way it used to look. Like that boxy thing was
and
a very...
comfort.
It was very 90s, 80s thing, that boxy design.
So, no, but in the 80s, 1 minute. If you were there in the 80s...
I was not.
If you were there in the 80s, that was cutting edge.
Yeah.
That was cutting edge. So, in my opinion, that car was supersonic. It was faster than anything else on the road. It would stop on a dime.
Nice also, actually. It sounded quite nice also.
बड़ा प्यारा sound था उसका. And the fun bit was, it was fast, it could stop, it could turn. And it was efficient.
Absolutely, it was.
And people fell in love with that car.
I think in the 90s, the 800 dominated everything. It changed the landscape of our country in such a way that I don't think it can... We owe a lot to the 800.
Yes.
A lot.
Actually, 800 is
What color was your 800?
My car was blue. It was a navy blue.
Mine was lime green. My dad bought it in 1989.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, he bought it in 1990.
No. It was not a lime green. I'll tell you the color of the car.
I can show you. It was lime green.
It was not lime green.
It was not dark green. That much I can
It was
tell you.
called, if you are talking about 800 in the 80s,
90s, early 90s.
fern green.
Fun green. It's called fun green.
It's called fern green.
Fern green, sorry. So the fern green...
The dark green was a separate color.
Separate color. And that looked better.
Yeah.
My dad got the fern green because that was the only one available. And it was lying and my dad really wanted the car. He's like, just give it to me in any color. I don't care.
No, we got a navy blue.
So he got that fern green. We had it till 2004 or something. 5. I'm
Trust
not
me,
sure.
Abhinav, if you would continue driving that car, it would still drive today.
Yeah, absolutely. It would.
Because
It
my
would.
800 was a 83. The first of the imported cars which came
SS80.
into India, the SS80. It had an air conditioner. It had everything. And trust me, dude, that car had done, well, on the clock it had 35,000 kilometers. Now it could be 135,000 kilometers. It could be 235,000 kilometers. I don't know.
That's true.
Because it was a single owner car. I had bought it from an old gentleman and he had meticulously maintained that car. That car passed every PUC test, everything. It had disc brakes in the front. Sci-fi in 83.
Yeah, it was, It was a big leap in technology for us.
But come to think of it, if you look at Maruti's strategy of moving people, look at the products they launched in the beginning. The 800,
And that
the Omni,
Yes,
and the
that's
Gypsy.
These again.
One for anyone.
The Omni was actually the next car up for discussion
Yep.
because a lot of people had an Omni.
Yep.
And people who didn't have an 800. The Omni was obviously more expensive, if I'm not wrong.
No.
Oh,
The same price.
it was the same price.
Gypsy was the more expensive. Because
Gypsy,
because Omni, nobody wanted to buy. Because they were not sure about what the hell is this thing. Like nobody's seen something like this before. Sliding doors, whatever.
Right.
And like my dad was very scared कि अरे धक्का लगा तो क्या होगा?
Not true.
Because there's no
nothing in
bonnet,
front.
you know.
Your knees are...
Yeah, so my uncle had bought a Omni and my dad refused to sit in the front seat of the...
I'm not...
I'm not going to sit there. I'm going to sit at the back. So my uncle would drive and he would sit in the back.
The amount of space it had in the back, my God.
Well, later the Omni E.
The Omni E also. I used to be very fascinated by those Omnis which had a round roof.
Oh, that was the high dome.
The high dome. I only saw a few of them when I was a child and I was like,
They had
whoa,
relaunched it.
what is that?
Do you know they had relaunched that car
Like,
as the Omni XL.
oh, okay.
Very recently they had launched that car called the Omni XL. Before the car was phased out, I think they had some dies lying around and they wanted to do that.
Right.
So they've done that. But here's one thing. Do you know, Abhinav, that the Omni and the 800 were of the same length
Oh.
and had the same wheelbase?
Oh, really?
No, not the same wheelbase. Only the length was the same.
was the same. Which is incredible because the amount of difference it made to the space, their approach was so cutting edge for our country at the time.
And that is something which took me by surprise. Google and tell me in the comments below whether am I right or am I wrong. The length of the 800, the SB308 and the Omni are the same. It's absolutely mind-boggling the amount of space the Omni had as compared to the 800.
I always fancied an Omni for some reason. I always wanted
I
an Omni.
love an Omni.
I would still buy an Omni.
I would still buy an Omni. Only if it had an AC.
My granddad was obsessed with the Versa. You know the Versa.
Oh, yeah.
So Versa now Eco. And still, when I look at the Eco today, I'm like, it's not a bad, like for 6 lakhs.
Listen, I would
think
still
about
buy
it.
an
Like,
Omni. I would still buy an Omni only and only if it had an AC. That's one thing.
Eco has an AC.
Eco had an AC, but it is not the Omni. It's not as
Fair enough.
fun to drive.
Oh, the Eco is also rear wheel drive.
It's a rear wheel drive, but
Rear wheel
I mean, if you drive an
mid-engine.
Omni-
It's a Ferrari. No,
it's
anyway.
oh damn, where are we headed?
So I think maybe time to bring another player into this game. And I think that player is Hyundai. Hyundai with the Santro. Now, I remember the Santro a little more because I was younger then, and my obsession with cars was just about starting.
Mm-hmm.
They brought Shah Rukh Khan in, and all that. That was a very big deal at the time. But I want to get your perspective because you had an 800, you had an SS80, and when the Santro came in, when the Indian car industry was really opening up, and we had people like Ford and Mercedes-Benz and all those people coming in. What was the impact of the Santro in India?
Incredible. Because when Hyundai came in, early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken, with the Santro, we were out to buy a car.
Right.
We were replacing our 800.
They came at the right time also, I think.
Yep. And at that time, there was another car, the Dev Matiz.
Yeah.
So our choice was between the Maruti Zen, this Hyundai Santro.
Oh, Zen is another. We will talk
Yeah,
about
we
the
will
Zen,
get to
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Our option was Zen, Santro or Matiz. Right? I was this close in buying a Santro.
Okay.
This close. The only reason I opposed the Santro was the service network.
That time wasn't
Yes.
as comprehensive
Yes.
as now. Yeah.
That car was a revolution. You didn't have to crouch down to get into that car.
It was the first tall boy of sorts.
Correct.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go hunting for luxury features.
Absolutely. It
Okay.
had it.
And most importantly, it felt good to be in. The only problem was how it looked. And the decision maker in the house was my mom.
Right.
My mom saw a red Santro. He said, it looks so bug-eyed,
Yeah, it did look
you
good.
know.
It had
And-
that like happy type face going on. Yeah.
Well, I am not looking at the car, so I don't care. So at that point of time, I had started driving. And it was supposed to be the car I would drive.
Okay.
Driver was thrown out. So by that time, I had taken over the 800 doing everything. So
So obviously it wasn't going to be it's going to be a car that you would enjoy driving.
correct. That's why we bought the Zen.
Yeah.
And I drove that Zen. It was the first of the VX variants. So it had power
Zero
windows.
engine noise.
Zero
For
engine
anyone
noise.
who doesn't know, that's the full form of Zen.
Yes. So we had the VX variant, white, with the power windows.
Oh, VX.
Yeah, we had the VX.
Oh, you had the rear wiper also.
Rear wiper,
Oh, yeah.
luxury, I'm telling you.
Fantastic.
Front power windows, central locking, Kenwo audio system.
I think the Zen is probably the best looking hatchback that's ever come to India. I mean, honestly.
Oh my
Even
God.
today, I look at a
car
Zen
was a-
because
And you know, it didn't have a slowing machine,
Really?
slowing down machine like the 800 had.
Which was? Oh, the AC.
Good catch. So every time, I mean, people who drive the 800 will be able to tell us. Every time you needed to overtake, you need to switch on the AC. The Zen changed that. The Zen would just go.
Yeah. I think
And it would handle like a dream. No power steering.
that that shift from the 3-cylinder 800 to the 4-cylinder 1-liter engine on the Zen
The 999.
also made a huge difference.
Oh my God,
because
what an engine.
it was so smooth.
Efficient when you needed it to be. Powerful.
It was not as efficient as an 800.
No, we used to get good mileage in Calcutta, bro. Never a problem. It was not like the 800.
My-
The 800 मतलब 14-15
I have
देता
an
था.
interesting story with the Zen. I had an automatic Zen. My
Oh,
granddad
luxury.
was in the Navy.
Oh,
and,
that's what I-
we'd gotten it from CSG, so we had to go to Chandigarh and get it. And I still remember that because my granddad and me went to get that Zen from Chandigarh. And that's the first time I'd seen an automatic gearbox. It was like this big, lever coming out of, the carpeting. And it was I think it was a 3-speed. Tell me, was it a 3-speed,
3-speed,
4-speed? I'm not
3-speed.
sure. But I used to love that car.
But guess which was the first automatic car in India?
I'm inclined to say Uno. Fiat Uno? No. Then?
The Maruti 800.
Oh.
The Maruti 800 came with the same gearbox as
That
your
3-speed
dad.
one?
Yes.
Oh,
it was
okay.
a 3-speed one. And you could get it only if you were disabled.
Disabled. You have to get.
You had to give a letter.
Yeah.
One of my father's friends had a issue with with his left leg, and he had a very special 800. He had an automatic 800, and it would say 80
So
at the
rare.
back. It was the rarest of the rare cars, right? And it was so cool to drive an automatic car at that point of time. It was superb.
But coming back to the Santro, a lot of people it sort of appealed to were people who had families, and
Oh yes,
that was the whole point. My granddad had gotten a blue Santro. He used to call it Santro for some reason. He never called it Santro. It's like Santro. Anyway, so it was the base Santro. It had those didn't have the body colored bumpers, just blue sort of top, and the bumpers were like this grayish sort of material. But the amount of space that it had, the glass that you had around you, you could see a lot more easier. So my mum and my granddad predominantly drove the Santro. My dad never touched the Santro. He was just like,
so
"Tum
what
log chalao."
changed the game for the Santro in India, apart from the whole Shah Rukh Khan business, which was a very cleverly thought after, amazing launch campaign. I think
That really changed it for them.
Yes. But what really made the Santro a household name, I think, is a variant called the Zip Drive, which came right after the launch of the car, which meant it now had a E-Pass, which is an electronic power steering unit.
Yeah.
That car, you could turn around like that.
Yeah, I remember the ads.
And that was the thing which changed the game.
I remember that.
That is what made Santro, I think, the household name in India. It was a car which was so easy to drive.
Absolutely, yeah.
And people loved it.
Was very fuel efficient, if I remember.
Yeah, it was very fuel efficient. It was
It was not as fuel efficient as the Marutis. I think it was a
if
little lacking.
if you consider the 800, no. If you consider the Zen, roughly the same.
Yeah, it's roughly the same.
So it was primarily a Zen competition, na?
Yeah.
So that's why people
Full different approach to a Zen.
Yeah,
Like
full different
that
approach.
price.
Yes, and I think it sparked the tall boy
Yeah, definitely.
war in India. I think. I mean, tall boys. It might not look good, but it was versatile. It would provide the space.
Now,
So game changer, definitely.
now it's time to introduce another player into this. I don't know if you ever had one, but the Tata Indica, in that way, the first car sort of built completely in India and sort of made to be very spacious. It looked like a lot. It had a lot of space on the inside, and when you were driving, it felt like a lot bigger than it really was.
So the
Heavier than it
Indica-
was.
The Indica is the pride of our nation. Okay, it doesn't get the due respect
It really doesn't.
which it should get, because it was the first car Tata made. Right? They were into trucks, and that was a car which changed it all, because the fundamentals of a Tata car was started with the Indica.
Yeah.
There are two things which Tata Motor cars offer even today, which is unbeatable. One is space. Two is ride quality.
Ride quality is insane, yeah. And build
These
quality
two,
also, yeah.
these two factors were the game-changing points of the Tata Indica. Not to forget that they came out with a diesel.
We used to have a diesel, yeah.
It's a crickety, horrible diesel, but
But it was so
it
fuel
was a diesel.
efficient.
You would fill it, shut it, and forget it.
It was damn fuel efficient.
So that's what I think. The Indica is by far the unsung hero.
Yeah, I feel it
it
is the
need-
underdog of
yes,
this list. If it really doesn't get its due. You talk about the 800, the Omni, the Santro.
We all enthusiasts talk about 800s, and we talk about the Zen, we talk about even the Santro for that matter. But
The Indica
the
deserves
Indica,
more.
I mean, it deserves that respect, bro. I mean,
it's right up there.
It's right up there. And okay, they were not as well built. They had teething issues, primarily being the fan belt noise.
Yeah.
But the car would never stop.
Yeah, it
would
won't
keep
stop.
doing the jit
Yeah, it would just keep going.
but it would go.
I learned to drive on an Indica, and I'm 100% sure it made a very big difference in how my understanding of how a car handles, and how, because it was a heavy car that was a fairly, it was like, how do I explain? I had a Polo also. And it had the same sort of dynamics and ethos. It was heavy. I'm not
Finally, you are giving it the Indica its due credit.
because
I think.
it was heavy and it handled well. It had great ride quality. Polo was a little, not so great on ride quality, but it had that same European fundamental heavy feeling.
It was also one car which would have ample cabin space and ample boot space.
Yeah.
It was such a cleverly designed car. And even to this date, if you travel to Bombay and are heading to Pune, you will see those Indicas still doing the rounds. Absolutely. I don't know how many million kilometers those cars have done. Maharashtra, the land of the free, where 15-year cars are not banned.
You don't know how lucky you guys are.
Yes, you don't know. Keep those Indicas, bro. I mean, I don't see an Indica on Delhi roads anymore.
It's just sad.
Forget the later models. I don't even like... The first gen to bhul jao, it's like hen's teeth.
Yeah.
But the older cars also, the later cars, the V2s and the, various models, we barely see an Indica on the road these days. And that's so sad because I think they deserve way more credit.
I think Tata should have kept that name alive at least.
Could be, maybe. Who knows?
But,
do you want to see the Indica name come back? Tell us in the comments below.
I would.
I would definitely want to see an Indica back, but a proper, well done one. Huh?
Now we must move on to another stalwart of the commuter cars in India. Again, it's from the same brand that we've, changed the game for us. That's the Wagon R.
Oh my God.
Why? What is this? I will not hear one bad word against Wagon R. Was the first car that I ever reviewed in this industry. So, love you, Wagon R. Dil se strong. That was the line.
Come on, Wagon R, man. Come on, how can you okay, it's a fantastic commuter. It's got space. It's got a lot of other features.
It is still one of the kings of commuters today in India because Zen is gone, 800 is gone, Omni is gone, Santro is also gone, sadly, which I didn't expect. But the Wagon R, I think it also came about in the early 2000s, if I'm not wrong. And it's still there and it's still going strong. And
why is it there?
It should be there.
I mean, what does that car offer? I mean, tell me one good reason.
It has like Creta-like space on the inside.
That's about it.
But see, from a very fundamental...
Uber.
All good cars are cabs. Remember, it's not,
It happened to me.
It's not the other way around.
We had the new Wagon R. One of the new Wagon Rs when it was launched, and I was picking up my sister and I drove into their complex and one random guy just opened the door and went inside and said, haan chalo. I said, kahan? He's
that used to happen to my friend also.
No, and I'm not joking, this is true. I said, kahan? He said, aapko location nahi aaya kya? I said, ये Uber नहीं है, मेरी अपनी गाड़ी है. He said, oh, I'm so sorry. ये तो Wagon R है, ये तो Uber है. मैं कहा, यार क्या हो क्या रहा है मेरे साथ जिंदगी में, Even my mom called it an Uber. He said, you were driving an Uber today.
Taxi है.
No, she actually called it an Uber.
My God,
She had no idea it was a Wagon R.
It's mean that it's gotten that image.
Come on, man. I mean,
but
such disgrace. I refuse to spend time on the Wagon R. I'm sorry.
Just something has to be said about Wagon R.
But it's a good car, very reliable, extremely spacious. Where if you want to buy one, go ahead, help yourself. Let's not discuss. Go ahead.
It gets the 1.2 liter engine, the 4-cylinder one, which is very nice. Thank you, Maruti. But why do you not like the Wagon R?
I don't like the Wagon R. It does nothing for me.
So, okay.
That's one car I would not buy.
Okay, so if you had like the Santro and the Wagon R, imagine you're in early 2000, it's 2003.
Okay.
2005, chalo. And you have to buy, you can either buy a Santro or a Wagon R.
Santro.
One? Why?
Of course the Santro. I mean, why not? It would do so much.
Don't you remember the Wagon R Stingray?
Oh, come on. Stingray, what a disgrace to that name, I tell you. I mean, Stingray, I mean,
that was ambitious.
What do you think when I say Stingray, what comes into your mind? Which brand?
The Corvette.
So then why are you talking Wagon R to me about Stingray?
Because that was so
nonsense.
ambitious from them.
Rubbish, absolutely crap. Oh, this is such a horrible car that is. I don't even want to talk about it.
But, we should remember it for later because... anyway, we'll get to that later.
We haven't spoken about the Alto yet.
Yes, that's the next car.
Which was the car to buy? The VX 1.1, if you wanted a really hardcore performance, small
So I felt
hatchback.
the Alto was always an extension of the 800.
Correct. And Alto was a failure when the 800 was there. It failed.
It failed. I remember there was a long time when they both used to overlap, like
Yep.
2008, 9 tak, you had the 800 and the Alto.
Yes.
And I would be like, why are you buying this? Just buy the 800. No. Why would you buy the Alto?
But the Alto was so much better.
Yeah. That's...
You remember the VX variant?
Yeah.
The 1.1 with rear wash and wipe and everything. What a car that was.
The K10. The Alto
Is still
Again, Cyrus
essentially.
has that, which is... What a car that was. I used to love that. It used to handle so well. It had power. It was small, light.
I would still have a K10.
I swear. I would have a K10 if I wanted something small, reliable, cheap that I can still buy, run. The K10 would be a great option.
So basically, the Alto took over the space which was vacated by the 800. They had to kill the 800 to make sure the Alto works. So initially, when they came up with the 800cc, it was not selling because people, like you said, they were going and buying the 800. Why would I spend some more money on an Alto 800?
Fair.
So they had to kill the 800.
Absolutely.
To get the Alto going, and the Alto did it.
And also, I think the 800 by that time, that boxy design is sort of slightly.
So Alto was a much modern looking thing.
And
It
much
was a
better.
sportier thing and all that.
Again, my granddad's weird obsession with cars, it continued because he was obsessed with the Versa, and all he talked about, we would talk about, cars like the Qualis or whatever. Nahi, Alto lete hain. Alto lete hain.
I have never had
Why?
I have never had an I have driven Altos all the time, but I have never owned an Alto, but I know people who rugged out their Altos for years and years and years, and that thing is like the Hero Honda
mechanical,
thing. वो Japanese item था, वो बंद होने का गाड़ी है नहीं. But even on its last leg, it would do 18 kmpl. So it was like that. So it is there. But before we wrap up, we need to talk about first about that one car which had it all, but could not win the hearts, or let's say the numbers. The Nano.
Yeah, Nano was one of the important parts of this list because, I mean, that was a car that I really wished that it had, caught on more, because the idea behind it was very noble. The thought behind it was, yes, we want everybody to have a car. I think it was marketed slightly poorly. It was not maybe put across in a way that this is a people's champion.
Do you really think there was something wrong with the Nano?
No.
It was just a marketing thing which caught on that 1 lakh rupee car.
Oh, it's like a poor man's car.
Poor man's car. So it started becoming a situation where if you owned a Nano,
they'll be like, oh, you're poor types.
No, so you cannot afford anything else.
Yeah.
So people were actually buying second-hand Altos.
Because they're like, we don't want to be perceived as poor.
But what a car that was.
It was, people don't understand what an engineering marvel that car is. It had
Again,
so much
the Tata
space.
traits, which I mentioned during the Indica thingy. Excellent ride quality. Massive amount of space inside.
Yeah. And you could not, when you got out of the car, you're like, I was driving that. It felt very weird. I have driven the Nano through Northeast long time back. There was a show, MTV Drive with Nano Type, something it was called. And I drove from Siliguri to Agartala in a Nano. I mean, it let us down. We had to change it once, right in the beginning, because something was wrong with its gearbox. But after that, it was completely
We bought a Nano in Auto Build.
Yeah. That famous Auto Build story. Yes.
When we were doing Auto Build, we bought a Nano. And it was our anniversary issue.
Right.
And at that point of time, our editor, Yogendra, he said, we need to do something with the Nano which nobody's doing. And it just so happened that I said, why don't we drive the Nano to Khardungla? And ladies and gentlemen, at that point of time, Khardungla was not a piece of cake.
It was
2000.
It was difficult.
2008. We drove a Nano CX, which was owned by Auto Build, to Khardungla.
It's still there. Is it?
What?
The Nano, it's with Is it with Ashok sir? I don't know.
It's been scrapped.
Oh no, that's terrible. That's
It's
terrible.
been scrapped, Abhinav.
Just edit this part out. But that's sad. That's kind of like a culmination of what happened with the Nano in a very poetic way.
I don't know.
It should have done better.
I mean, the car should have done better, and our car should have been here.
No names being taken. But yeah, I think the Nano, it had the potential to be like an 800 type game changer in India.
I mean, come to think of it, the
maybe
Comet these
world.
days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fancier, cute little car.
The Nano felt more like a car than the Comet. The Comet just feels like no offense, but it feels very much like an appliance.
Yeah, because it is.
It's just
Just
a tool.
It is a tool. It will not give you anything. It will take you from point A to point B in
it's good at
comfort.
that. Yeah.
And it's good at that. So I don't think it's abusing it.
But it is expensive for a commuter.
So again, if you want those features, if you want those things, then of course you have to pay for it, right?
I want to quickly talk about two cars before we come to an
We
end.
are running out of time, Abhinav.
Okay. Swift and by extension the Desire, pun intended. But I think the last maybe car that you can talk about before summing up is the Swift, because the Swift, maybe not strictly a commuter for most people, was the car of choice for the enthusiast for a long time,
Definitely.
because you could mod it, it looked cool, you could
It was
rally
the
with
first time that the Indian enthusiast got something which was pleasurable out of the box
Absolutely. Yeah.
and affordable.
Mm-hmm.
It would handle like crazy. It would go like stink. I mean, we've done some really fast runs from Bombay to Pune in a Swift. And that kart section which comes,
Yeah.
oh my God, what a
quick
fun car it was.
Yeah.
But I think while it is a superb commuter, when it moved to being the Desire is when things changed. It actually became a commuter. Because the priorities
that was the
changed.
quintessential commuter, yeah. It sort of became slightly...
So even today, the Desire is the top selling car in India.
Yep.
So that's why it gets the rightful place in our list. Although it's now a very expensive car. It's not an affordable car.
That's true. The top end one is like 10, 11 lakhs, which is
Yep.
quite a lot.
So before we sum up, let's take picks. Okay? In your mind, which is the ultimate commuter in India?
Of all time.
The car which put India on wheels, period.
Of all time.
All time.
From like the beginning till now.
Yes.
Maruti 800. No question. That car was the most impactful car that we've ever had in our country. And now you can bring the Alto and the Santro and all that. But if there was no 800, there was no Alto. If there was no 800, there would be no Santro. In my honest opinion, I think 800 was probably the ultimate commuter in India. Four-wheeler commuter.
And you know the surprising fact. I agree with you. And on that bombshell.
No, but we also have to pick a modern day commuter. So the conclusion of us being, yes, the ultimate four-wheeler commuter was the Maruti 800. But in today's market, that one car that still upholds the commuter image or commuter segment in some way, your choice. It has to be cost effective. It can't be like a Comet. A Comet is like a little car with that much price. But something that has everything in it and is a great commuter in today's market.
I don't know. I'm going to...
Say it. There is only one car.
Wagon R.
Yes, it's the Wagon R.
It's the Wagon R.
For me also, it's
the Wagon R. Do you agree with us that the all-time great commuter for India is the 800 across various iterations?
Right.
And even to this date, the ultimate commuter is the Wagon R. Tell us in the comments below. We'll see you next time.